This year, IPTV's Paul Yeager had one mission and one mission only, to find out who was sharing the cooler with our beloved butter cow. Energize, Paul.
Transport beam, exactly. This is where I needed to be. The end of the butter cow is right there. And last year on the first Saturday, it was ridiculously crowded in here. Two of the main presidential candidates were rumored to be coming through. It was non-stop people, wall to wall, nobody moved for an hour. Sarah Pratt says we could have used a transport beam to get people in and out that day so they could see her creation.
It's pretty amazing how many people can be packed into this building at any given time.
What is it like to be the center of attention for all these candidates to come through?
I kind of tend to miss them, and I don't know, it's not intentional, but I think that they look for times when the building is maybe a little bit more empty so that they can secure the building a little bit more. And so I have yet to meet any of the candidates in person. Just hasn't worked out.
Knowing you, I would imagine you feel probably more moved by the families that have come here for all those years and have taken all those family photos. That means a lot to you.
Yeah, the tradition of it is really what makes me proud, because I remember coming as a kid and it was a tradition passed down to me by Norma Lyon. It's something that my family visited and I bring my kids to now, and so that's the thing that is more moving to me. I think it is exciting that people travel from out of state and candidates come and they want to see it, and so I think that adds to the mystique of the butter cow, that it is such a draw, but it's really that tradition piece that makes me feel proud.
This year's companion sculpture is?
Star Trek. The 50th anniversary of the initial TV show. It aired in the fall of 1966. We're going to be featuring the original cast. We have the Enterprise, and we have Captain Kirk sitting in his captain's chair. Lieutenant Uhura is going to be at the communications station. Of course, Spock has to be in it, and then also Dr. McCoy, or Bones. A lot of people know him as Bones.
Well, you say Spock had to be in it, but didn't Captain Kirk have to be in it, considering he's going to be born in Iowa?
Yes, clearly Captain Kirk is the Iowa connection for sure. His future birthplace is Riverside, Iowa.
How many buckets of butter this year?
Ooh, I started with 21 buckets of butter, about 40 pounds per bucket, and it became clear that I was going to run out. Usually we have about 1,000 pounds, but every year we lose just a little bit to mold, and that you can't get quite off the armature. So we were down to about 800 at the end of last year. So we knew that maybe we'd be adding more butter, but this definitely, with the scope of this sculpture, the companion sculpture and the cow, was clear that we needed a little bit more.
These are big creations, more frames, more work. That clearly shows you're feeling more confident about it.
After the publicity went out, my husband was getting a lot of feedback saying, wow, she's bitten off a lot more this year. Can she get it done? And it wasn't until then that I started thinking, oh, have I bitten off more? Because I feel like I sketched it all out. I have the timeline, so I think I'm able to get more accomplished in a shorter period of time and more confident. Of course, that doesn't mean that I'm not still nervous and down to the wire, but it has gotten a little bit easier.